Paul tells us in Romans 12:6, in His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. Well, I'm gifted in ways I may not have chosen for myself. In fact, some of these ways I wouldn't consider it much of a gift. You see, I'm a Christ-loving family man, gifted in ways I may not have chosen for myself. Now, you don't know what that means, but by the end of our time together, I'm hoping that you will. I've known myself my whole life, but I've often run from my true nature. I'd get mad or defensive, I'd deny it, I'd even fake it most of the time. But in the end, I came to realize that the ways God has gifted me, they are gifts, and I should treat them as such. So in this bag, I have 3 things that I identify with, and I'd like to share with you. The first is a cross. Now, most of you watching on YouTube are from Regent University, and you're Christians, and you already kind of knew I was a Christian, so the cynic in me, if I was watching, would have thought, well, you're not really giving me any new information. So what does this really mean? Do you think you're God? Because you're probably not. And the people in this room watching know that my behavior can be far from Christ-like at times. So if they're as cynical as I am, they might be thinking the same thing. But this represents more of who I want to be. I want to be more like the guy who is represented by this cross. So I love Christ, and I also love my family. You know, 15 years ago, I would have looked at this picture of my future self and thought, no, I would have been astounded by this. 15 years ago, I was living by myself. I had been living by myself for 5-6 years, and I had never really dated much, and I had kind of come to a point in my life where I thought, yeah, I might be alone. That's okay. So this is definitely a gift that God gave me that I'm glad He gave me. So I love Christ, I love my family, and I love Play-Doh? Well, there's a story behind this I want to share with you. See, when my wife and I were about to get married, we took a survey. We wanted to learn more about each other and learn about some of the roadblocks our marriage might entail. So we took this survey, and we were scored on a scale from 1 to 99. And there were many different characteristics we were scored on. One of them was introvert, extrovert. And I think I scored a 30, so I was more on the introverted side than the extroverted side. There was another characteristic pair of free spirit to structured, and I think I scored an 80. So I'm definitely more of a structured person than I am a free spirit. I like to have a plan. And none of these scores surprised me. None of them angered me. I was happy to accept those scores. But there was a category, submissive to dominant. And I was kind of expecting to score on the low side. I was thinking, maybe I'll get like a 25 on that one or something. I am a bit more submissive than I care to admit. And if I had gotten a 25, I would have thought, okay, that's about fair. If I had gotten a 15, I would have thought, well, come on. How much can you tell from a survey that's just multiple choice? So I thought, well, it's 15, give or take 5 or 10. So I'm really at 25. But I wasn't a 25, and I wasn't a 15. On a scale from 1 to 99, I was a 1. Meaning in a room full of 100 people, I'm most likely the most submissive person in the room. Now that was just embarrassing. I'm about to get married, and I come to find out that I'm this completely submissive guy. I mean, can anyone come by and just take me and mold me into what they want? Can they just manipulate me and form me into what they want? I didn't feel that was true of me, and I certainly didn't want my future wife to think that was true of me. It was embarrassing. I actually started to get mad at the lady giving us our survey results. I just couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. But over time, I came to accept that, yeah, I'm a bit of a submissive guy. I don't let just anyone come by and manipulate me, though. No. But I do, to some degree, allow these people to, because I love them. And I want to be, in part, their servant. And more each day, I try to make the person this cross represents form me as well. So today I showed you how a cross and a picture and a jar of Play-Doh describe me and kind of identify me. So I hope that through our talk together, you've come to accept who I am, and maybe some of this story has resonated with you, and you're a bit more likely to accept who you are, no matter what God's gift might be. If it's 160 IQ, or if it's a penchant for getting 100 on every exam you ever take, or if it's a perfect 10 body, or if it's a 1 on a survey. So I encourage you all to love yourself. Love Christ, love your family, love your neighbor, and love yourself. Ready? Thank you.